according to this given data table, we have to complete to find the mid values and deviations, and we need to complete the FD column too. Okay, first of all, let's complete the mid value table. For that, you should add 12 plus 14, the lower class boundary and upper class boundary. That means 12 plus 14 will become 26. 26 divided by 2 will give you 13. Otherwise, think about it. These are some easy questions to deal with because 15 and 17, what is the in-between value, mid value between them? That should be 16. Next should be 19, then 22, then after 25, then 28. Okay. Then to find the deviation, we have to find what is our assumed mean. Okay, assumed mean. That is an important thing you should identify here. Assumed mean. Okay, to find assumed mean, what do we need to do? We have to find highest frequency class interval. Okay, highest frequency class interval. Okay, amongst the frequency column, you can see 25 is the highest one, highest amongst here. So, this group's mid value should be our assumed mean. Okay, I hope you remember these things. We discussed these things in our previous class also. To find assumed mean, what do we need to do? In frequency column, we have to identify which class interval holding highest frequency. That particular class interval's mid value should be our assumed mean. Okay, highest frequency class mid value. So 22 is our mid value here. Okay, that means that is our assumed mean in this case. Okay, we found our assumed mean in this case. Then to find the deviation from the assumed mean, how our mid value deviated. How our mid value deviated. To find that, from 13, you should, okay, from that particular class mid value, you should subtract assumed mean. That means 22. Okay, from 13, you should subtract 22. 13 minus 22, that will give you negative 9. Negative 9 should be the deviation in this case. Similarly, next, negative 16 minus 22. Negative 16 minus 22 means that will give you negative 6. Negative 6. Then negative 19 minus 22, that will give you negative 3. Negative 3 here. Then 22 minus 22. I'll raise this arrow. 22 minus 22 will give you 0. Then from 25, you should subtract assumed mean, which is 22. No? So it will give you positive 3. Then 28 minus 22, that will give you positive 6. Positive 6 is our deviation here. I'll repeat once more how we found our deviation here. Highest frequency class intervals mid value considered as our assumed mean. Accordingly, we found our highest frequency is 26. Its relevant class intervals mid value should be, we found it as 22. Okay, that is our assumed mean. Then after, how our mid value of each class interval deviated from the assumed mean. From the 13, we have to subtract 22. That is negative 9, negative 6, negative 3, 0, positive 3, positive 6 likewise. Then we have to complete our FD table. Okay, for that, what do we need to do? We have to multiply frequency with the deviation. Okay, 5 times negative 9. Okay, 5 times negative 9 will become negative 45. Then 9 times negative 6, negative 54. 11 times negative 3, negative 33. Then 26 times 0, which is 0. 11 times 3, positive 33. And next, 8 times positive 6, that should be here. We need to multiply, okay? Product of F and D columns. 8 6s are plus 48. Plus 48, okay. Sum of these negative values, okay? Sum of these negative values will give you 9, 3, so 12, remainder 1, negative 132. We have to get the summation of negative value separately, positive value separately. So, sum of these two will give you 1 and 8, positive 81. Okay, positive 81. We found our negative value summation negative 132, positive value summation positive 81. Then what do we need to do? We have to find our sigma FD. Okay, sigma FD column. For that, from negative 32 plus 81, both that will become negative 51. Okay. Negative 132 plus 81 will become negative 51. Similarly, we need to find our sigma F column also. Frequency, summation of frequencies. Okay, when you get the summation of frequencies, we need to add all the values. When you add, that will give you 70. Okay, that will give you 70. How is it? 9 plus 5, 14 plus 11, 25 plus 26, 51. 51 plus 19, that is 70. Okay. Then our mean. Here is our important section. To find the mean, the formula which we need to follow is assume mean plus sigma fd upon sigma f. This is the formula while we are dealing with assume mean instances. To identify the mean, when we are using assume mean instances, this is the formula you should use. Mean is equals to assume mean plus sigma fd upon sigma f. Okay, let's substitute the relevant values. Okay, we found our assumed mean as 22. No, let's place that here plus sigma fd. Okay, sigma fd means we found sigma fd as negative 51. Negative 51 upon sigma f value, summation of frequency, that is okay, that is positive 70. Okay, positive 70. This is the way you should substitute. Okay, mean equals to assume mean plus sigma fd upon sigma f. Then 22. When you find the decimal for the relevant fraction, negative 51 divided by negative 70, that will give you negative 0.72. Negative 0.72. So you should subtract from 22. You should subtract 0.72. Okay, I'll write how to subtract here. 22.00. 22 does not have any decimal places. So we have to indicate two decimals because we need to subtract 0.72. 0.72. Okay, then let's subtract. Here when you subtract 8, this should be 1. Here 1 and 2. Okay, finally our mean. We found our mean as 21.18. Okay. Sorry. Subtraction should be 2 ways. 21.28. This is our final mean value. Okay, final mean value. I'll repeat once more how we found our assumed mean. So that we used highest frequencies, relevant class intervals, mid value. Then we found deviation column and FD column, found the summation of sigma FD and sigma F separately. In the corresponding formula, when you substitute the relevant values, you will receive mean, assumed mean, we substituted as 22. Then sigma FD negative 51 upon sigma F 70. Okay, final after decimalization of this, that will give you negative 0.72. Okay, 22 minus 0.72 will give you 21.28 as your mean here. Okay, that should be your mean in this case.